Welcome back to World Crisis Radio, Tarpley.net, and Webster G. Tarpley Twitter feed. Webster G. Tarpley Twitter feed, very important in these hectic times. Now, the political crisis, we've had these reports. Senator Lugar of Indiana, top Republican on the Senate Foreign Relations Committee, not happy with Obama over Libya. Remember, Obama lied to him about what was going to happen. Obama told Lugar there will be no military action, and now there is. We have the Webb-Corker amendment in the Senate designed to force Obama to come forward and ask for Senate approval, but now they have been outflanked by more radical forces in the House of Representatives. Representative Kucinich doing yeoman service by suing Obama in federal court. Now, suing Obama, fine. We need an impeachment resolution, Denny. We want Obama impeached. If he is, by next week, if he has not gone to the Congress to get approval for the Libyan action, he is in flagrant violation of a public law of the United States. It is the War Powers Act. That is point one. That's one count of a bill of impeachment, and I can suggest others. So stop treating Obama with kid gloves. An imperialist aggressor is an imperialist aggressor is an imperialist aggressor, whether it's a Bush, an Obama, a Clinton, or whoever he is, a Dole. They are aggressors, and this is unconstitutional and illegal. So time to see Obama, if he has not gone to the Congress by the 20th of June, I believe that's next Monday, right before the summer solstice, then he is impeachment bait. He must be served notice. At least an impeachment resolution can be put in, right? And then we'll see where it goes from there. Now, Congressman Boehner, the Republican majority leader, he has been warning Obama, and this has been done somewhat ominously. Obama, if you don't get permission from the House, you will be in violation of the War Powers Act. Now, the newest thing from Boehner is the idea that he will attempt to cut off the funds for the Libyan adventure. And the way that you would do this is, up to now, Obama has not asked for an appropriation, as far as I know. He hasn't asked for extra money. In other words, he certainly does not want to put a price tag on what's being done because it's in the billions. It's in the billions to be sure. And if the British and the French are running out of bombs, then any bombs are going to have to be supplied by the U.S. at public expense. So more billions for this insane adventure. So what you need, therefore, is a bill that says, Obama, you are not allowed to spend any money from the Pentagon or any other agency, not from any slush funds, not from, secret deposits of money. You're not allowed to spend a penny on attacking Libya in any form. Now, the answer from the Obama administration is this monstrous Orwellian theory, which says that the Libyan war is not a war because there are no boots on the ground. As Kucinich said, this is not a matter of footwear. It's not a matter of shoe styles. It's a matter of the Constitution and war and aggression and all the horrors thereof. So we need action. And it's nice to see some of the left liberal peaceniks that had brought us Obama, right? They were the shock troops to defeat Hillary in the Democratic primaries. They gave you Obama. And remember, if you had Hillary in the White House right now, she would be weaker than Obama. This would not have gotten to this point because she's not an icon. He is. And therefore, the icon status is what he's using to continue this policy of aggression. Now, in terms of what goes on behind the scenes, we're going to get now to the question of the default, right? The default and the debt ceiling for the United States. I still believe that the Republicans are getting strong-armed and bashed and threatened and otherwise beat up by the Wall Street gang, being told, you stupid yahoos with your stupid Tea Party rhetoric, you pass that debt ceiling increase or else you will be found in the Hudson River with a cement overcoat or whatever it is. Because this is serious stuff for Wall Street. Therefore, it's likely, although not guaranteed, that the Tea Party will fold at some point. Now, at that time, they're going to be humiliated. They're going to be angry. And they're going to need a way to make a big public show of being anti-Obama. They've got to act out some very public hostility against Obama at that point. How to do it? Well, the obvious thing is get him on Libya, cut off the money, or even better, impeach him. Yes, get some anti-war Democrats that don't rely on them. But the people who really might do it are the House Republicans, and that's all it takes to impeach. Maybe you can't convict, but you could impeach. That would tend to slow down the Obama aggression express, because we're now, I repeat, at the beginning of a rampage, or we're into it. We had, at the beginning of the year, we had 3 wars going. We had Afghanistan, Iraq, and Pakistan certainly in a latent form. And now we've got Iraq, we've got Afghanistan, we've got Pakistan in a more and more overt form. Plus we've got Libya, plus now Yemen. Yemen, we've got Joint Special Operations Command going. We've got CIA drones attacking. This is now that the government, since Saleh has gone, the government is judged inconsequential, right? You don't need to worry about a Yemen government. There is no government there. It's chaos. Therefore, you can do what you want. And we're getting now reports about al-Qaeda units on the march in Yemen. Just remember that the commanders of those units are both from the U.S. They're both U.S. double agents. That would be al-Laki, the CIA lackey. We've talked about him repeatedly. You can see him written up on my website, tarpley.net. And, of course, Shiri, the real leader of AQAP, al-Qaeda in the Arabian Peninsula, who is a 5 or 6 year alumnus of the Guantanamo Bay concentration camp, sent over, of course, as a humanitarian gesture, in reality, to do exactly what he's doing. So between the New Mexico native al-Laki, the CIA lackey, and Shiri, sent over from Guantanamo, you can see that this was all set up by the U.S. in advance to do exactly what it's doing. And the target, of course, is Yemen, incidentally, but mainly Saudi Arabia. And the Saudis, of course, by now, I believe, have figured this part out. So the Tea Party may indeed have to act out these hostilities, and that will mean something using Libya as an issue to hide the fact that they're being forced by Wall Street to knuckle under to what Wall Street wants. Now, let's shift gears and look at the crisis in Greece, and then we'll bring it all back home with some more on the default crisis if we have time. What you're seeing in Greece is the fruits of Dominique Strauss-Kahn, and by that I mean this is now the first big crisis since this stunt by the CIA, by the U.S. intelligence community, was used to get Dominique Strauss-Kahn out of the International Monetary Fund. Remember, the International Monetary Fund is now being run by Jonathan Lipsky from J.P. Morgan Chase, as I recall. And anyway, the U.S. has now got control of the IMF. And what are they doing with their control of the IMF? They are using their control of the IMF to escalate and exacerbate the Greek crisis with the hope that they can blow a hole in the euro. Again, the elementary mechanism. You can't make the dollar look good. What you might be able to do is make the euro look so bad that the dollar becomes the beneficiary of some kind of, dare I say, flight to quality or flight to the lesser evil or something along these lines. That is the entire story. Remember, it's a completely artificial crisis. Go to my website, tarpley.net. Take a look back to February, March of 2010, and you will see what we had there about that Moness, Crespi, and Hart idea dinner. It's all done with credit default swaps. We'll be back in a minute.